Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Baseball University of the Blue Ridges, Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series presented by CamWood Bats. We're live from Troutman, North Carolina, on the campus of South Iredell High School for an out-of-conference matchup between the Trojans of Bandys High School and the Vikings of South Iredell High School. Like we said, CamWood Bats, premier sponsor. CamWood Bats is located in Haywood County, Western North Carolina, but serves baseball and softball players across the nation. Game bats, trainers, tees, tutorials, and more are available for purchase at www.camwoodbats.com. As part of our partnership with CamWood, make sure to use the coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all purchases through their website. We're going to flash that coupon code up for y'all real quick. Yeah, here's that coupon code BBUWNC. I'd like to thank CamWood Bats for being our premier sponsor of the Baseball University of the Blue Ridge, Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series. Ryan, you got those lineups written down?
I do. I was going to say, remind me, I got to call Wes Helms over at CamWood and see if this coupon is being
How we
put
doing,
to
guys?
use.
Yeah, guys, go order you a tee, trainer, tutorial, more.
Yeah, Wes Helms, if you guys don't know Wes, he was a Major League Baseball player for several years. Wasn't he a Brave? I think Wes Helms played for the Braves at one point. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. But he's been real supportive. He's been reposting and retagging all these CamWood Bats flyers that we've been doing. So we really appreciate them, and I know they're getting a kick out of this. So, Well, I guess it's time for the Meineke pregame show.
Yeah,
we'll start telling you a little bit about the coaches' backgrounds and such. So
go into the Meineke pregame. Meineke is the pregame and postgame sponsor for Baseball University of the Blue Ridges, Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series. With numerous locations in the Western North Carolina region, there is no better spot to get your vehicle seen and serviced. Whether it's an oil change, brakes, mufflers, tires and wheels, AC, you name it. Meineke is doing car care right in Western North Carolina. Well,
yeah,
we drove up. Drove up last night, had a game, kind of a snooze fest if you ask me, and stayed the night and drove up from, where are we at?
We were in Belmont.
Belmont to Troutman. Short little, about 45-minute ride.
We've thanked our travel sponsors. We've indulged a little bit. First hotel we got of the year was after the Crest West Henderson game, and then we stayed over for that South Point Tuscola game. We stayed in a very shady hotel there on Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. So this time we splurged a little bit, got the old Hampton Inn, got a nice little breakfast in the morning, able to sit comfortably and prep for today's game. And it's going to be a good one. You know, it's an out-of-conference game, but for the most part, both these teams this is the biggest game of the week for them. Only game left of the week for South Iredell. And then Bandys has West Caldwell later in the week, which, again, no offense to West Caldwell, but probably going to win that game. Frank Porter, Bandys head coach, been there for 15 seasons, so he's had an opportunity to coach a lot of good baseball players in his day. We'll get into that in a minute. And then on the other side, youth, we got Zachary Little, 4 seasons at South Iredell, is previously an assistant at Wingate. Big fan of the coaches over at Wingate. Hopefully Coach Nash, Coach Guy, able to tune in today and take a look at a few of these young underclassmen. Talked to Zachary Little when we got here. He's been a great host, pretty much accommodating us on all things South Iredell.
Yeah, awesome to see new school, like a new conference, that Greater Metro 4A. We haven't really covered them this year, but we will next year.
And I was going to say we're covering the CBAC today with the 2A, and then this is the last year of this 4A Greater Metro Conference. And again, we're paying attention to schools like South Iredell, Mooresville, Lake Norman, but to kind of not wear ourselves thin, we've limited it to 5 foothills conferences. So South Iredell is not technically being covered much by us other than just a couple clip glimpses. But next year when they get out of the metro area and combine with a couple more WNC teams, we're going to be covering them every single week. And
I installed Starlink.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
That's the portable unit, ain't it?
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Getting some
Y'all doing broadcasting tonight?
We are.
Yes,
I was
sir.
going to say.
What's your radio station?
Well, We are Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. We're on YouTube Live right now.
Is that right?
Yeah, I would say you can make some commentary. You got any scouting reports on Bandys for us?
Okay.
Who's your favorite Bandys ball player at the moment?
Right now, let me think a little bit. 3 of our guys come back from the state regional playoffs, basketball.
Oh,
That was Dominic Robinson, Evan Robinson, and Easton Ledford. I think my favorite is Easton Ledford. He actually pitched a 3-hitter yesterday. We had the game win 2-1. Then it was a throw in there, and they tied it up. And you can call it win 11 innings and won it 4-2.
oh
Okay.
wow. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Bandys right now records, 2-5, but it does not reflect the true talent that we have on this team. Now we have the basketball
And we're 3
players
key
back.
players. Of course, Evan's not starting tonight. Evan Robinson's not starting tonight. But Dominic's starting, and Easton Ledford is DH tonight.
Well, those are some big names that Coach told us about. So Easton's heading off to UNC Pembroke,
Yeah.
real strong D2. And then Dominic, again, we're huge fans of Western.
West Carolina. Yeah, his brother Alex is there right now. Played on the team last year.
We are
He was a lefty, yeah.
big fans of what Coach Beck is doing up at Western. And I think Dominic's going to be a good
And
add
Cody
for them.
Saventi, the catcher, he's okay. He's going to military. He's going to my favorite branch. I was in the Marine Corps. He's going to the Marine Corps.
Oh, we definitely appreciate him serving the country. I was telling Coach before the game, if Cody's interested in playing ball, I have good connections with military schools like Norwich, the Maritime schools.
Okay.
And there's even some junior college. Was it New Mexico military's got a JUCO, and I think Marion has a JUCO down in Alabama.
What's the name of y'all's thing again?
Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. And we appreciate the commentary because we're live right now. We got our CBAC poll pulled up right now with the.
Baseball University Blue Ridge. Okay, guys.
Yeah, send it out to all the friends and family that aren't able to make it today.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate you. That's some good Bandys commentary, and we needed it. Coach Porter's
Learned
a good
a lot.
guy, but he's busy.
He's busy, yeah, man.
I was going to say, he's been trying to get us some good info, but let's go ahead and
He gave us a good preview of Bandys. Bandys 12-5.
real
Back
strong.
in 2024, 12-5. That's not right.
No, it might be
22
and 5. Yeah.
That's a wrong one. 22-5, 13-1. Won a CBAC tournament last year. 3rd round exit to Burns.
Well, everybody exits the Burns
Yeah.
recently. We got a chance to see them play the other day. Dang good.
Starting 2-5 this year, like he just said. 11 inning win yesterday over Newton Conover. We heard it was a throwing error, so that's very interesting how close that was. And then who was that? Split earlier last week with Lincoln and Maiden, and yeah.
And again, this is a talented team. It's something in the Western North Carolina region that we've had struggles with over the past few years is those good basketball players holding over, and some of those baseball teams getting off to slow starts because their best athletes aren't there. So excited to see the full Bandys squad tonight. And then again, South Iredell absolutely loaded themselves. They're off to a 6-2 start. Their only 2 losses, unfortunately, were in conference to Hickory Ridge, who's a strong Charlotte. Was it Indian or where's Hickory Ridge? Is that
Hickory
Charlotte?
Ridge is somewhere down in the metro area.
Okay, where's that? Harrisburg. Okay. Now let's talk about some of the talent here before we get into the lineup. South Iredell. You heard Easton Ledford, Dominic Robinson for Bandys, but listen to this list. We got Eli. Is it Beakley? Eli Beakley going to University of Central Florida. His dad's up here in the booth with us this evening. Had a really good talk on the college recruiting process that Eli went through. Because I'm sure a lot of North Carolina families are wondering, like, how's a Florida kid or a Carolina kid ending up in Florida? Well, it's possible. Jake Crowley, he's up at Mars Hill. Or was going to Mars Hill. And then you have a lot of JUCO guys. You have Tristan Kinsey heading to Surrey. Then you got 3 heading out to Coach Huff at Rockingham with Dante Olson, Abe Johnson, and Ryan Coughlin. And then 1 heading over to Coach Deaton at Caldwell and TJ Pinkham. A lot of players I've been told to watch tonight, too. You have your starting pitcher. He's a 27 grad, Dylan Huseman. 4-pitch mix. Sounds like he's got some early interest as well. Reed Johnson, that's a catcher outfielder that Coach Little is raving about here before the game. Brady Robbins, we saw him back in November at Cleveland. Very good middle infielder, very versatile ball player, high academic. Luke Snell, heard a lot of good things about Luke. I think he's going to be a guy to watch. I don't think he's pitching in this game tonight, though. Maybe if they need him to close or something, because this is their last game of the week. And then a few more real quick. freshman, Braden Blankenship. I don't know if we'll see Brendan Blankenship tonight, but I've been told he's already up 86, 87 as a freshman. And then a few more we'll see. Tanner Bird, Jacob Bolton, Zay Westmoreland, Carter Coltbreath, Brody Hunt, and Cody Bedell were the other underclassmen I was told to look out for. Tanner Bird, actually a 25 grad. I don't know if he wants to play in college. If he does, that's probably the senior we need to keep an eye on. Let's talk a little bit about our travel sponsors because, boy, oh boy, we've been traveling, Hunter.
Yeah, well, our travel sponsor for today is Ion Outdoors. Ion helping sponsor the time the Baseball University puts towards travel expenses we encounter throughout the spring, including gas, food, in some cases lodging. A little bit about Ion. Spring is right around the corner, and now's the time to make your dreams of a pool or a new outdoor living space or even a spa come true. Get ready for the summer with Ion Outdoors, serving the greater Charlotte area. Ion Outdoors, specializing in pools, patios, outdoor kitchens, and all things outdoor living, including spas.
Oh, yeah.
Visit our website at ionoutdoors.com to learn more. Mention this ad and receive $500 off any project. ionoutdoors.com.
$500. Get yourself a pool, folks, because it's hot today. It's the hottest day we've had. I'm getting the sweat stains already.
Well, let's thank our home and away team sponsors while we're at it too. Our home team sponsor, Crystal Robbins Real Estate, sponsoring the time that Baseball University puts towards marketing this game to coaches pregame and editing and posting highlights for the South Iredell Viking prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media for the coaches. A little bit about Crystal. She's a North Carolina and South Carolina licensed realtor. Her phone number is 828-446-0171. And her email is crystalrobbins1978@yahoo.com. And Ryan's got some information.
Yeah, I was going to say, I reached out to the Robbins today, and they work both in South Carolina and North Carolina, but I was asking specifically which counties. Iredell, Rowan, Catawba, Caldwell, Lincoln, Alexander, Cabarrus. Did I say that right?
Cabarrus, correct.
Cabarrus, Mecklenburg. And then they've also been all the way out to McDowell, Buncombe at times. And then South Carolina, predominantly York County is where she's done most of her business. So definitely appreciate Crystal Robbins Real Estate hopping on and being our home team sponsor.
On our away team sponsor, I know the teams are battling out there, but they're not battling for our sponsorships. We are supporting them equally. Today's away team sponsor is Weicker Realtors Team Metro, sponsoring the time that Baseball University puts towards marketing this game to coaches pregame and editing, posting highlights for the Bandys Trojans prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media for the coaches post-game. A little bit about Weicker Realtors Team Metro. If you're looking to buy or sell a residential home, commercial property, or land, give Sean Yamber a call. Sean Yamber at Weicker Realtors Team Metro services the Unifor and surrounding counties of the Catawba Valley. As an accredited buyer's representative, relocation specialist, and short sale foreclosure resource, he helps his clients do all kinds of transactions. In 2024, Sean was a multi-million-dollar producing agent that brokered many deals with his clients. Sean works with lenders that can help clients qualify for that dream home and make real estate deal easy. Stay local, buy local, invest local. Sean Yamber is your trusted local real estate agent.
Battle of the real estate agents.
Battle of the real estate agents. Battle of Bandys in South Iredell. What about these former Bandys in South Iredell?
Yeah, so with Frank Porter being here for 15 years, he's been lucky enough to see a lot of talent go through. Alex Robinson was mentioned earlier, older brother to the Robinsons that are playing in this game today. But he's already up at Western Carolina. He also has former Trojan Spencer Ledford at Pembroke, Cade Spencer at Lenore-Rhine, Parker Styborski, hope I'm saying that right, at Catawba, and then Alec Yount and Tarek Bumgarner, who are both up at Mars Hill. So a lot of D2 talent he's produced, but probably the most well-known name that's come through his program is Hunter Harvey. I know the name well, being a Baltimore Orioles fan. He was a first-round draft pick out of high school. Played for the Orioles, the Nats, and I think he's currently with the Kansas City Royals.
Well, his brother, too, Brian, and two-time All-Star. Pitched for the Angels and the Marlins.
Well, that's Dad, I think.
That's Dad?
Yep.
Oh.
Brian Harvey is currently
Harvey's
the
dad.
pitching coach at Catawba Valley, which is one of the reasons CVCC sees so much success. But Brian Harvey was a Major League All-Star, father of Hunter Harvey.
Okay, here's his brother, Chris. Chris played in the minors and for the Pirates organization.
There you go.
That was the one I
probably
looked
also
up.
a Bandys grad.
Probably.
And then for the South Iredell side, again, Coach Little's only been here for 4 years, but pretty impressive list. He's got Tyler Huseman over at Limestone, Drew Bryant over at Catawba Valley with Coach McDonald and Coach Harvey. And then Hunter Dula, who's currently at the San Francisco Giants AA team. He was a Wingate graduate. A lot of Wingate connections with Coach Little. We were name dropping today. He's fresh off the Wingate circuit. Played with Justin Guy over there, who's currently a coach at Wingate. Big fan of Coach Nash, one of their assistants, recruiting coordinators, been very helpful with getting some of our Western North Carolina guys there. And then is it Coach Gregory? Is that the head coach for? Let me double check here. Wingate baseball head coach. Now, I was going to say, when you're doing the college recruiting, this is something for you kids to take wind of. A lot of times you don't interact with the head coach much at some of these bigger programs. Like for Coach Gregory, for example, like coach will show up for the visits. He'll be in tune with the recruiting, but a lot of times he's delegating that to his assistants. So when you're reaching out to schools, sending out links for this game or just trying to send your highlights out in general, make sure that you're tagging the coaches that are relevant, whether it's listed as a recruiting coordinator or if you're a pitcher, hit up the pitching coach. If you see someone that works exclusively with catchers and you're a catcher, and that shows them that you're doing your homework as well, because these head coaches are overwhelmed with a lot of the faculty and staff and just administrative emails they got to deal with every day. But again, like I said, with the Wingate connection here, you guys got to talk to your high school coaches and see where they're connected and who they can help you get in touch with. Well, I believe we need to talk a little bit more about, Hunter's right. He's pointing to the power rankings and player of the week. Our Poppies, you want to do power rankings first?
Let's do power rankings first.
Okay. Say this is going to get updated once again. We've had some upsets this week. We saw, North Buncombe stayed undefeated up in the mountains.
In a 10-inning affair. I mean, heck, Bandys was in an 11-inning affair. A lot of
Pisgah beat Franklin last night. Brevard lost to East Rutherford, so their undefeated streak is over. Tuscola won again over North Henderson.
Good to know that South Iredell will not be featured in these rankings as they're not part of one of the 5 Foothills conferences we are including. However, next year when the realignment occurs, they might find their way into the Foothills 10.
They would absolutely be in the running right now. They're a strong team. Smoky Mountain, first game ever under the lights. They beat West Henderson last night. Smoky was on the power rankings 2 weeks ago, but then went 1-2 in conference the following week. They might be back up in that top 10 this week. Now, as far as the Foothills go, Burns keeps rolling. South Caldwell looks like they keep rolling. East Lincoln lost to North Lincoln last night. Lincoln Charter, strong school, but their conference isn't entirely strong, but they keep on winning. I think there's definitely going to be some shakeup in the second half, especially after Stuart Kramer lost to South Point. So South Point's most likely going to leapfrog them. St. Stephen's apparently was supposed to play South Iredell this week and backed out. So I'm a little stubborn. I would have been like, we're playing or a forfeit. But in the meantime, just keep track on Monday around lunchtime. We're going to put out the Ion Outdoors power ranking updates every Monday around lunchtime. Me and Hunter try to get it done around Sunday night, send out to the coaches to have about a half a day to argue and make their case, and then we'll send them out that Monday. Also on Monday, we typically announce our Poppies Handcrafted Player of the Week award. And we announced it on our first broadcast of the week. So last night we revealed that J.T. Smith of T.C. Robertson had an outstanding week last week. 7 for 10, 3 dingers, 9 ribs, 7 runs. So congratulations, J.T. Smith, on being this week's Poppy's Handcrafted Popcorn Player of the Week. And big fan of Poppy. They've been a great support for us. J.T. a Wofford commit. And what do we got out here?
Looks like we're getting ready to get I think it's Troutman night or something that Coach was talking about. And,
yes, Coach Little said that the sheriff and maybe the mayor of Troutman are throwing out the first pitch, and they're celebrating anybody that works in Troutman.
See some firefighters out here, see some healthcare workers, I think. So.
Now, let me ask you, Troutman, is it recently incorporated? Is this a newer area?
It's recently growing.
Okay.
Recently growing.
Because when we looked up the school, they still listed as Statesville.
Yes, so the zip code is still Statesville, but
like y'all got a mayor.
Just barely.
Okay.
Statesville zip code.
I gotcha.
Basically, Troutman is just south of here, and it's going to get bigger and bigger. I think there's over 1,000 housing units slated for the area in the next 5 years.
Well, it's only more baseball players coming to town for South Iredell. Oh, is there? Do they know what they're going to call it yet? Weathers Creek, a new high school. I wonder where they'll end up in the new conference
Interesting, yeah.
realignment. But, hey, real quick before they do the first pitch ceremonies, let's go through these lineups real quick. Leading off is going to be Dominic Robinson. He'll be playing center field, followed by number 7, Landon Rinneman. He'll be at shortstop. Batting third is number 6, the pitcher, Drake Tucker. He'll be followed by Easton Ledford in the 4-hole, the Pembroke commit. The catcher, Cervante, it's Cody Cervante, will follow him. Batting 6 is Mikey Miley. Great name. Followed by number 18, he's Zane Barnett. He'll be playing first base. The 8-hitter is number 12, Logan Edwards, playing third base. And then the 9-hole is number 2, Chase Welch. He'll be playing second base. And then for your South Iredell Vikings, you have Reed Johnson leading off, playing center field, followed by Eli Beakley. Saying that name right? Yep. He's the UCF commit. We'll be doing the catching. The DH, Tanner Bird, batting third. He's hitting for the pitcher. 4-hole is number 2, Tristan Kinsey, playing third base. Jake Crowley at first base. Dante Olson in left field. TJ Pinkham in right field. Chase Miles, the shortstop. And in the 9-hole, Brady Robbins playing second
welcome
base.
to the Viking Valley. Tonight's non-conference matchup is between the visiting Bandys High School Trojans and your South Iredell Vikings. Thank you for supporting high school athletics, and we're glad to have you with us. Before we get started tonight, we'd like to take a minute and extend our heartfelt thanks and warmest welcome to the employees of the wonderful town of Troutman. On the field, you have the police department, Parks and Rec, Public Works, Finance, Admin Office, Fire Department, and HR. These employees' dedication and hard work and commitment make this community thrive and is truly appreciated. As a special treat tonight, we have the town manager, Duck Wyatt, and the chief of police, Josh Watson, throwing out the first pitch.
Oh, almost a knuckleball there.
Looks like 2 strikes to me there, guys. Again, if we can give them a loud round of applause and thank them for all the work that they do to make Troutman a great place to live. As a reminder, we ask that everyone remember that the importance of good sportsmanship. High school athletics are about competition, respect, and teamwork. Let's keep the energy positive and support both teams with enthusiasm and class.
I'll let you roll. You got what, starting lineups and anthem? Yeah.
We'll let the PA announcer take over starting lineups and anthem, and then we'll be back.
Doing good, man.
And now for the lineups.
Coach Little's been a good coach so far.
Let's start the lineups tonight with the visiting Bandys Trojans. Batting first, playing center field, number 11, Dominic Robinson. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 7, Landon Rinneman. Batting third and pitching, number 6, Drake Tucker. Batting fourth, the DH, number 10, Easton Ledford. Easton is hitting tonight for number 3, playing right field, Henry Ramos. Batting fifth, catching, number 8, Cody Cerventi. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 1, Mikey Miley. Batting seventh, playing first base, number 18, Zane Barnett. Batting eighth, playing third base, number 12, Logan Edwards. And batting ninth, playing second base, number 9, Chase Welch.
Every single one of them is a senior except for Brennan kid, I think.
And now, the starting lineup for your South Iredell Vikings. Batting first, playing center field, number 10, Reed Johnson. Batting second, doing the catching tonight, number 6, Eli Beakley. Batting third, the DH, number 23, Tanner Bird. Tanner's hitting tonight for your starting pitcher, number 1, Dylan Huseman. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 2, Tristan Kinsey. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 4, Jake Crowley. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 3, Dante Olson. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 8, TJ Pinkham. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, number 7, Chase Miles. And batting ninth, playing second base, number 15, Brady Robbins.
Here's Chase Miles, Jr.
At this time, we ask that you please rise, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the flag as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
Appreciate you doing this first tonight. We'll try to do you right, you know. All right, well,
heading to the Meineke Fleet Keys to the game. What makes Meineke the smart choice for your fleet? Solutions to meet the needs of any fleet, including fleet leasing, self-managed, rental agencies, and more. Meineke is proud to sponsor the Meineke Fleet Keys to the game. What you got? Keys to the car, Ryan?
Yeah, keys to the car. You need keys to make it go. So, first off, it's a nice 2A, 4A matchup. It's out of conference, but this is really it for the week for both of these teams. Again, Bandys has West Caldwell at the end of the week. I'm not trying to down Coach Bumgarner's team over there, but West Caldwell ain't been winning. So, this is one of those games where I think you try to use this to right the ship if you're Bandys. They've won 2 in a row, I think, after starting off 0-5. All their basketball players are back now. So if they can win this ball game, it gives them a chance to right that ship. And same for South Iredell, who's had a great start to the season, but unfortunately had the 2 conference losses. So there's a chance to get another big W before getting back into conference play next week. Secondly, got to challenge that pitching depth. Even though there's really no more games to be played this week that's going to take, heavy arms. Being out of conference, you're not going to waste any of your guys 80, 90, 100 pitches. So try to challenge the pitching depth. Try to get guys out quickly and see if you can put up offense against a few of the arms that aren't necessarily getting their looks early in the year. And then lastly, I say empty the tanks. I think this game, everybody can kind of leave it all out on the field for the week. Again, last game of the week for South Iredell after St. Stephen's backed out of their game. But I think they can't take this lightly. They almost need to approach it as a conference game and just leave it all out on the field. Same for Bandys. Go ahead and use your best guys. Go hard. West Caldwell is a game that you're, again, never want to take a team too lightly, but, most likely going to win that ball game. So that's our Meineke Fleet keys to the game.
First inning, sponsored by Bloom Patch Farm, offering 300 dahlia varieties, VIP cutting, floor tours, and more. Excited to talk about them in our first inning. We would like to thank Bloom Patch Farm for being our first inning sponsor.
Yeah, Bloom Patch, all about the dahlias. And apparently she's doing all her business online too. So if you're in the Henderson County, Western North Carolina area, go ahead and get with them. But you can be living just about anywhere in the country and be able to get Bloom Patch Farm's dahlias. So Dominic Robinson. Dominic heading to Western Carolina to be a Catamount next year. Older brother's there already, Alex. There's a swing and looks like going to be a can of corn out there in center field for Johnson. Hauls it in for out number 1, and that's a good way to start. There's 2 pitches, 1 out.
Yeah, we're going to flash about 3 different camera angles at y'all right now and show you how much the sun is in our eyes for the first little bit.
Is it rough?
It is rough to start out, and hopefully give us about 10 more minutes and we'll be okay.
Put your glasses on, folks, even at home. Put the shades on. So now batting is the 27 grad. I think he's the only non-senior in the whole lineup. This is Renneman. Let's get first name for you there. Landon Renneman. 5'10", 135. He's probably a pretty good athlete to be in the middle of their lineup already, especially a senior heavy lineup. Like the pinstripes all around here. Green tops for Bandys. True pinstripes all the way through for the South Iredell Vikings. That's a Baltimore chop right off of the – oh, my. Swinging bunt. Does he call foul ball? Yeah. Calls foul ball.
Interesting.
So almost had himself a swinging bunt there as he chopped it off at home plate.
Good life, I guess.
So Renneman's going to come all the way back after exerting that energy. And he finds himself in a 1-2 count. So a little bit more on our pitcher today. Left-handed pitcher. Coach was telling me about him this morning. We were texting a little bit. Only a sophomore, but he's got a 4-pitch mix. He's a guy that they like. He's probably going to be dealing for 2 more seasons after this one, as long as these guys stay healthy. We'll go down there in the second inning and get some radar gun readings for you. Up in the zone. Good. Oh, wow. Okay, don't listen to coach. Strike 3 looking. Hunter, what do I usually say about the strike zone?
Consistency?
Yeah, so here's the deal. Call that all night and I won't complain. But that was like true letters right there. Huseman ain't going to complain, that's for sure. Just outside. Press box off to the third base side. Here, we're gonna have a little trouble seeing what's going on in left field.
I'm left field blind right now.
Peek my head out the window on any balls that are turned on down the left field line.
I'm definitely gonna be standing up for
evens the count here, 1-1.
Portion of this game so I can see what goes on.
Yeah, I like the pace that Huseman is working. So Beakley turns around and asks the umpire where he's missing. I guess outside. It's 2-1 delivery. Swing, hits it off his ankle. Foul. 2-2 count. Yeah, it's only, 2 batters in, 3 batters in, and we're already complaining too much here in the press box on strike zone. Like I said, it's a consistency thing. So if umpire is consistent all night, we won't say anything after this inning. Got the center field scout camera out there on a platform that's set up for the band practice out there in center field. So looking forward to cutting that up later for some highlights. A lot of y'all probably – oh, yes, that is a very well-located slider curveball there on the outside corner. It's 2 Ks looking. Little help from the umpire on the first K. That was all Huseman on the second K.
Well, middle of the first. First inning sponsored by Bloom Patch Farms. Bloom Patch Farm in Huntsville, North Carolina, offering over 300 dahlia varieties for spring planting and provides floral design services. VIP cutting and floral tours booking on the weekends now through October. Contact us at 828-772-1798 or visit our social media pages, Facebook at Bloom Patch Farm and on Instagram at Bloom Patch. We want to thank Bloom Patch Farm for being our first inning sponsor this evening and every game in our West North Carolina High School Scout and Streaming Series. In the first inning here, going to the bottom, got 3 different angles today. We'll detail those right now. We have angle on your left, the main camera. That's camera 3 today. camera 1 is on your bottom right. It's up on a tripod behind home plate off to the right a little bit. And then camera 2 down the third baseline, getting the infield coverage and the double play at second and the pickoff at first in your upper right. So
You okay with this one, or does that need to be adjusted at all?
I think this one's good right here because
Nice. Okay, I see.
Yeah, can't go any further right due to the dugout. So we've got it set right on the edge of the dugout on your right-hand side, and scoreboard covering the South Iredell home dugout, which we are above. If you can see the Bandys logo, we're right above that. So
No blind spots?
no blind spots on the field. I don't care if the cameras are a little bit in awkward positions, as long as you can see every single inch, square foot, whatever, of fair territory, I'm happy.
Yep. Now, I think we're going to purchase a 4th camera maybe this weekend to try to make just a little bit more interesting. We ran into a gentleman before the name named Howie.
Howie, you listening? Thank you.
Yeah, and he's got a channel that I want to plug as well. Do you remember the name of his channel?
Let me pull it up while you can talk about him.
Okay. He is doing something similar to us, except down here more in the Charlotte area, and seems to do a lot with USA Baseball. Not necessarily with them, but like going to tournaments, checking out, I don't even know. See, that's the thing, is his vernacular and the tech stuff was above my head, but he basically is like tapping into some of the other broadcasts or cameras that are already on a field, or he'll set up his own with these magnet Vimo
Mio camera?
Mevo cameras. And I'm going to call him this week and see if he might be able to, we can contract him for a day or two to try to teach us about this, because he said through his technology, through Speedify, some Wi-Fi extenders, he's able to get cameras out in the center field, and that is a dream of ours, is to have the center field camera. But he also started dropping the cost of the tech. We're talking about $1,400 cameras, folks. So sponsors, if you're listening, we'll be in touch before next season. So Reed Johnson leading off here, number 10. Big, strong-looking athlete, junior. Coach Little was I don't want to say raving, but, was really complimentary of Reed, trying to focus on that junior class now and trying to push their name out to certain schools. Squares the bunt here, pulls back, not even close.
See how that camera a little waggled around a little bit, but it's holding up.
Holding up, okay.
We were tight to timeline getting this third one up that you're looking at right now.
I tore my elbow up there trying to get that camera straight. Let's see, Reed in center field tonight. He can play all 3 outfield positions. Also a catcher. Coach said he's a pretty solid catcher as well. So anybody out there looking for outfield help, backstop, this is a guy we're going to try to get a read on a little bit today. First look at a lot of these Bandys and South Iredell guys. Swing and a miss. Evens the count there. So again, on the bump tonight for Bandys is Tucker. Full name is... Shoot, where you at, Tucker? Looking at the wrong team. There we go. Drake Tucker, the senior pitcher. Now, Drake...
Number 6, Eli.
Does a pop out to first base there. So Tucker, I don't think he is. Yeah, he's not on my list here. I don't know if he's planning to play baseball in college or not. A lot of seniors in this list. Again, I don't know all their intentions, so we'll learn as we go. So now batting is Eli Beakley, doing the catching tonight, junior. Gonna be a Florida boy here in a couple seasons. UCF down near, is that near Orlando? Yeah. I want to say it's actually close to Full Sail, where my brother went to film school for a little bit in Winter Haven, maybe? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Space City U, son. You see the jerseys they have down there.
Florida's a different world, man. I've always enjoyed visiting.
You've never met Florida, man?
I was going to say, it's one of those places that it seems like when you visit it, it's always a good time. But if you're from there, you just end up in the news.
Florida man strikes out swinging.
Florida man throws a gator off a highway, Interstate 5.
They got some good baseball down in Florida, though.
Oh my
I think
God,
a lot of teams are up ranked in the top 25 from Florida in NCAA Division I.
Bounding ground ball is going to sneak through that 3-5 hole for a base hit. So 1 out, 1 on here for Tanner Bird, the DH.
Now batting number 23, Tanner Bird.
Beautiful look at the sunset without the sun glare in this camera right here. And you can see the new scoreboard, which Coach said they just got this year. Another school getting the inning scoreboard. Whatever business that guy's running, he's making a lot of money this past year. We've been to like 3 or 4 schools with new scoreboards.
I'll say you can kind of see the same design as the crest one. Yeah. So Tanner Bird, the Birdman. I don't know if anyone calls him that, but we'll see if he can put one to flight here.
Relay to Larry.
See, on deck is the 4-hitter, Tristan Kinsey. So is the meat of the lineup coming up here for Coach Little. Tucker deals. Oh, he deals it right into the middle of his back. We're going to have 2 base runners here. Runner is off on the play. Ain't going to matter. So Beakley's down to second.
2, Tristan Kinsey.
Is Beakley running for himself?
No.
Who's that?
Brody Hunt.
So courtesy runner out there for Beakley, Brody Hunt. So first shot at a rally today. Hoping it ain't a South Point style rally because that really deflated the game last night. Because I'll tell you, Stuart Kramer has some talent on that team. Like you could see it. It's just that South Point put, 10 runs up before the end of the second inning, and it was a bit of a mashing. They're going to have Nick Stutzman on the mound Friday for the rematch versus South Point as a Virginia commit, so they're hoping for a much closer game than this. Oh, the runner takes off, and it pops in and out of the glove, and both guys will be safe. Again, that's Hunt running at second to third, and that was Bird that heads down to second base. So stolen bases for both gentlemen. Tristan Kinsey, I guess they call him TK, you say? TK trying to totally kill this ball and get a couple RBIs in. Let's see. Good spot, man.
I don't know about that one.
Say that's prop. Say Tucker not happy about that, but it's going to be a 3-0 count. There's nothing you can do about it. Does have first base open to the 4-hitter on the windup. He's going to show bunt. He ain't bunting. Ball 4.
Now batting number 4, Jake Crowley.
So not a bad walk. First base open. Now you hope that Crowley is someone that you can get to roll over, maybe get a double play ball here and sacrifice a run. But actually, thought infield was coming in. It's actually a mound visit. So we'll see exactly what the strategy is here with bases loaded in the first. But a good time. Let's try to beg for our Patreon spot again. So we started a Patreon. If you're not familiar, Patreon's a crowdfunding site. We encourage you to go take a look at it, patreon.com/BB University WNC. We're going to start putting our video content, some of the things that we're making, like the WNC College Tour Series, some of the highlight films we're going to do. We're going to release them through the Patreon first, try to encourage some membership. And again, we might revisit this through a different format, but I think if Baseball University is going to grow, there's going to have to be some sort of crowdfunding element to it. There's a lot of organizations out there that when they do something like this, they start charging membership. You look at what was it, NFHS we were talking about earlier, NHF.
During COVID, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like that was an awful product in my opinion, and people paid for it. My thing is we're never going to make folks pay for this out of pocket. This is for the college coaches. This is for the kids. However, if you like what we're doing, get behind it. $5 monthly, $10 monthly. There's different monthly memberships. We're going to try to reward you with some content. Pop fly here. Let's see if it gets out. First baseman's charging down that foul line towards the fence and just out by about 5 feet. But anyway, with the Patreon, just hypothetical, if we have 500 fans of Western North Carolina baseball offering $5 a month, that kind of revenue can go to pay for those cameras that we just learned about from Howie, which cost $1,500. So our sponsors this year, huge thank you to them. I mean, we're talking Starlink. We're talking iPhones, fence grippers, the monthly subscriptions to Starlink, Canva, Switcher itself. Yep. I guess we're going to go ahead and get that membership to Speedify after talking to Howie. What was the name of his thing again?
It was Garrett. It's his son's name, Garrett Detmeyer. That's his YouTube channel. It shows all his videos. So if you go on there, you can see videos of him, but you can see how Howie does his live stream and how it's like pretty similar to what we're doing. It's just
he's got the connection.
He's got the connection of the internet. He's got the tech. And that is things that we were inexperienced in, and it's always good to have those guys in your corner because we're all just trying to betterment of high school baseball in the West North Carolina region.
Ball 4, so it's going to be an RBI based on balls for Crowley, not the way that Tucker and Bandys were hoping to start this game. Now, the other thing that Howie and I were talking about, and again, this is just throwing it out there, but we love what we're doing, but there's no way that we can do this every day of the week right now. So we're trying to see if there's a Foothills crew for next year that might be interested in doing 5 games a week, Monday through Friday, maybe even Saturday, but we split it 2 and 3. So, for example, that's going to get past the catcher, and that's going to allow another run to score as Bird comes in on the wild pitch.
Runners on second and third.
Second and third now. First base open. Dante Olson up. Dante, I believe the Rockingham commit. Yes, he's going to be going to play for Coach Huff next year, be an Eagle. But yeah, if we could hypothetically have, let's say, week 1, we'll take 3 games up in the mountains. You guys do 2 down in the Foothills, Charlotte area. Next week, y'all do 3 games down there in the Foothills. We'll do 2 in the mountains, and just try to. That's a squibber off to the right side, hook and foul. Say, kind of got inside the ball there, wasn't able to straighten it out. It's a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work to get to that point. We're probably going to have to rely on sponsorship, still try to find more revenue sources to do something like that. But, again, the feedback this year has been phenomenal compared to last year's first attempt at it when it was just Coach Cook and an iPad. But bringing on Hunter Street's been a blessing, and we'll see if we can keep building this thing with the support of Western North Carolina. There's another pass ball, and that's going to allow Kinsey to score now. So 3-0 Vikings. So bases unloaded now. And we've still got 1 down at third base, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yep, Crowley at third. 2 in on the wild pitch, and I don't know, I kind of want to call that one a pass ball. I feel like that one should have probably been blocked up. Man, I'll tell you, I don't know this guy's zone yet.
It's tight.
I can't tell.
Now batting number 8, TJ Pinkham.
I'm feeling like and again, we're not right behind home plate tonight, but what I'm struggling to see is, like, are they missing out and low? Because I feel like there's some at the bottom of the zone. Like, I'm gonna cheat low before I cheat high as an umpire. Reward that pitcher for hitting the low strike. So first and third here, and we've been talking about this a little bit, Hunter. Just awful first and third steal defense throughout the season so far. Every team we've seen, I haven't seen a plan yet. There we go. Here's a plan. Let's see what they do. He's watching. Oh, they're going to sacrifice the run for an out. Okay. So, look, kids, that was probably the best attempt that we've seen so far. They decided to throw through. I respect that. Once that shortstop has that ball, you show it to the third runner on third and walk that runner, run that runner back to first base. But once he makes a break, you turn and throw. He did not do that there. Allowed to run the score. If he switches his feet and throws that home, they'll probably start the rundown between home and third, and that's what you like to see. Now, if that runner stays at third, and as you're running that runner back to first, you might be able to get a bang-bang throw back to the first baseman if you feel it's safe with where that third base runner is. But at least they made a play on it, Hunter. At least they tried to throw through. It's a little squibber off to the right, and it's going to stay up just long enough for the first baseman to make the catch. And that is out number 3. So pop out 3.
Well, stay connected to Baseball University of the Blue Ridge across all platforms. Like and subscribe on YouTube at www.youtube.com/@BBUniversityWNC. Like us on Facebook at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at BBUniversityWNC. Check them out, or check us out on our website at www.baseballu.org. Appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe on YouTube. You're watching it right now. You're at your computer. You're on your phone. Hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. It would be really appreciative from me and Ryan.
I
and
hate
everyone.
social media begging, so I'm just going to say if you like it, subscribe. If you don't watch it.
Well, head to the second inning sponsor this evening is Hail Tax Solutions. It's tax season, you know. We don't like doing our taxes. You don't like you doing your taxes, but Hail Tax Solution loves doing your taxes. So give them a call, follow them on Facebook, their email, everything, all their contact info is on your screen. Detail them more in the half inning. So thank you to Hail Tax Solution for being our second inning sponsor of our Scout Streaming Series. Ron's getting all his lines set and everybody for his diagram.
Well, I stole this from the Tuscola radio guys. What they do is they have a big whiteboard, and they draw a little facsimile baseball field and then write in all the names so I can just look up during the inning. And let's say there's a fly ball to center field, I can just bring my eyes up to the whiteboard and...
Yeah, you can see it right there. It's like a good idea to have.
So we got a quote in the it's Coach Rudisil. We know Coach Rudy. He's a good guy. He does advising and scouting down in the foothills. He was telling us that Tucker is coming off Tommy John surgery. He hasn't been pitching for the last couple of years, so that's good info. I feel his stuff looked all right, except for the hit batters, a little wild, but umpire wasn't helping him, man. I couldn't figure out that angle.
No, he
Again,
wasn't.
I might go back and look at the camera angle that Hunter has up right now later and see where he was missing. Swing and a miss. So nice start for Huseman here. Strikes out. Is that Ledford? Yep. Not an easy K there either.
Not bad. Number 8, Cody Cerventi.
Say Ledford, the Pembroke commit. And that's going to bring up Cody Cervanti. Cody, I've been told he's going to be joining the Marines. I talked to Coach Porter on the text message earlier today. I said, hey, if he's looking to go to military college, there's schools out there like Norwich, the maritime schools. There's a couple junior colleges like New Mexico Military and Marion Military. And then there's ROTC programs, So I want to say I was told he might be going up to Virginia Tech, maybe doing the ROTC up there. But a lot of schools up that way, D3, D2, JUCO. You can get off campus and do the ROTC there as well. So if he's interested in playing ball, there is a military route. And I think any of you kids out there want to serve your country, it's very noble. But if you want to go, instead of signing the contract at age 18, you can go to school, join ROTC, sign the contract while you're in school to help pay for your school, and then graduate sometimes with officer titles, and then do your service. So 2 quick Ks there for Huseman. Very impressed with the young pitcher here, the sophomore. I like how fast he works. Like, he just gets the ball, never touches the grass. We were
Something
given.
you love.
Oh God, I
You
can't.
love
Like, what was
a
the
pitcher
boy?
that touches grass.
The boy for East Lincoln. He pitched well the other day. Dawkins, left-handed pitcher, comes in, did great. But man, his pedometer. Let me tell you, that kid took a walk after every pitch.
It's like all the kids who are like, go touch grass. And you're like, no, don't touch the grass.
Nope,
Go
don't.
stay on the mound.
Stay
Touch
on
the
the
dirt.
Stay on the dirt. Get that ball. Strike 2. Now here's a human science of the human brain. It takes a while to let go of a negative feeling, right? So the quicker you move as a pitcher, these batters, a lot of times, they're still kicking themselves for the last pitch. He caught it in the air. They're going to make him throw it down anyway. All right. Strikes out the side. Attaboy Huseman. 6 batters, 5 Ks, 6 outs so far.
Well,
So
let's read into the Hail
big,
Tax
big
Solutions.
smiles on all these boys coming in. They like the pace of their pitcher. I mean, as an infielder, outfielder, that's how you get a big smile. Is you're like, oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks for a 5-minute inning.
Well,
So-
Hail Tax Solutions is the official tax prepper of Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. In business since 1997, Hail Tax Solutions International is headed by former IRS agents that understand the tax system's complexities and can guide you to your maximum returns. They perform all categories of tax returns, including personal, corporate, trust, estates, and nonprofits. They also offer bookkeeping services, consulting, and can be your representation at state and or federal audits. With tax season in full swing, give Hail Tax Solutions International a call at 828-435-6082 today to schedule your return.
Hail Tax Solutions hit it out of the park with Hail Tax. All right, so Tucker, I think I will wander down there and get some radar on him. I think he's listed as a senior. I don't know if he wants to play college. The physicality's there. You can see he's stronger looking body. There's more in there. You can tell. He probably add about 20 pounds of muscle. He's got the facial hair, so you know that he's a man. He's going to throw like one. Good throw down by the catcher there. So again, coming off of Tommy John, if any schools out there still recruiting 25s, it's usually asking for pitchers. So, all right, Hunter, I'm going to give you the scorecard. You got Chase Miles, Brady Robbins, and top of the lineup coming up.
Good. Chase Miles up for the Vikings. Going to have to keep track of Ryan's scorecard, the scorecard on the iPad. Just triple team here, I guess. Talk to y'all, so if there's any dead space, I apologize. Oh, I can see the scoreboard now. Let's go. The ground ball up the middle for a base hit.
Now back to the Vikings, number 15, Brady Robbins.
For that single in the scorebook.
If this world was mine, I take it, dream to make them multiply. If this world was mine, I take it, enemies in front of God. Introduce them to that life, get them strictly with the fire.
Robbins number 15 for the Vikings. Tucker sets, throws. Fake steal there from Miles. 1-0 count. Does he have a roster around here? There's the roster I was looking for. There it goes. The ball hits the dirt. Catcher can't scoop it up. On base. 2-0 count. Count to the no year on him. Another one again. Runner advances. Called that a PB on that one. With a 3-0 count. Tucker here looking to get the strike back, and he does, kind of high, but 3-0 count gives it to him.
Well, the velo's there for the kid. He's 84 to 86. I mean, who wants a project pitcher right now? And when I say project, it's again, he's coming off Tommy John.
Now at number 10,
84 to 86. Spun the curveball in there at 69. I don't know. If I'm a JUCO right now, I'd take this arm. So Brady Robbins works the walk after the leadoff single by Miles. So that's a good, productive 8-9 hitter there in the junior class. Brady, a high academic ball player. What's his GPA up to right now? 4-point bajillion?
4.46.
Yeah, 4.46. I mean, that's AP's honors. I think he's interested in the pre-med route. So he'll be in school for a while. I know Dad's thrilled about that. All right, so let's see. We're back at the top here. Reed Johnson popped out the first baseman. Oh, all right. Well, that's the third runner in on a pass ball or a wild pitch. Brady Robbins up to second. So the Iredell bench getting loud, trying to keep the energy up. Which, again, it's funny because when you're scoring your runs via the walk, via the wild pitch, sometimes I actually get the energy down in the offensive dugout at that moment. There's a pop fly. It's going to be in the middle of the field. Let's see. Robbins is tagging, but there's going to be no advancement. Right fielder takes it. So a pop out and a fly out for Johnson. Eli Beakley hit a single, bounded through the 3-5 hole between first and second last time. And then that's where it started to get a little ugly with the hit-by pitches and 3 straight walks being and some pass balls being the nemesis of Bandys there. Again, good stuff from Tucker. I mean, I asked a couple fans out there, like, was he really missing that bad? And a couple of them had some choice words about the umpire. We'll just leave it at that. But overall, he does need to fill it up a little more. His misses, he's had some close misses, but when you're mixing that in with a backstop here, a dirt ball there, those umpires can get a little stubborn on getting you the strike call that you want on the close ones. This is high here. But yeah, if I'm a junior college coach, I'm all over number 6, Tucker, right now. 84, 86. There's more velo in there, especially coming off the UCL surgery. Bring him in, work on some mechanical adjustments, maybe moving a little quicker. See, that's just a.
Where's that?
That's a.
Is that low? Is that in?
I don't know, and the way that the catcher Cervantes kind of pausing up for an extra second there. It's like you can tell he's getting a little frustrated too. And as a catcher, you want to be friends with the umpire. Like you try so hard the whole game to manage that relationship so you can bring good information back to your head coach if he's got questions. A lot of times a catcher can help diffuse a potential argument between a coach and an umpire just by being a good communicator back there and bringing that information back into the dugout. That ball is up. Robbins is going to go to third, and that's ball 4. So Miles has the leadoff single, steals second, goes to third on the pass ball, scores on the pass ball. Robbins takes the walk, second on the pass ball, third on the pass ball. And we've seen that pattern a little too much here in the first 2 innings. Hunter, I know you had a little issue with Bandys having the colored green, but yet the Trojan mascot.
We'll see their logo. If it's a runner goes,
bounces one. Robbins going to come. Ooh, this one's going to be a little. Well, I'll tell you what. Robbins scores. The ball hits off the bricks there a little harder than they thought it would. But Tucker, frustrated with himself, slowly coming to home plate, didn't even give himself a chance to maybe make a play there. So Robbins scores the run.
Coach goes out there, talk to him.
Is it or it's the pinch runner again, Hunt, right? On second. So Beakley draws the walk, and then Hunt advancing on the pass balls.
You'll have a new arm here. You want a number 9.
Niner.
Number 9er. As you figure out who number 9.
There is no number 9
on the roster. Interesting. Let's check the schedule or the scorecard. I'll let you look at that while I go ahead and tell you.
Colt Estes. Let's see if he's even on the roster at all. Yes, listed as number 24 in the roster, but wearing number 9, we said.
Look and see if you got any info on him while I talk about CamWood Bats. CamWood Bats located in Haywood County, but serving baseball and softball players across the nation. They got all the game bats, trainers, tees, and our sponsor for CamWood Bats Play of the Game. We got a nice CamWood bat in front of us. I know Ryan's been trying to take pictures at all the places and post it, but haven't had that much time today. But, get on over to CamWoodBats.com, www.CamWoodBats.com. And as a part of our partnership with CamWood Bats, make sure to use the coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all purchases through their website. I want to thank CamWood Bats for being the premier sponsor of Baseball University of the Blue Ridges, Western North Carolina High School Scout and Streaming Series. What do you know about Mr. ST?
Well, he's a sophomore. It's one of the younger kids on the roster. Is extremely senior heavy. Bandys squad, every single starter is a senior except for the shortstop. So this is the second underclassman in the game for Bandys today. Final line on Tucker, not official. I'm trying to make sure I got this right, but I think he's 1 in the 3rd inning. 2 hits, 5 walks, 1 hit batter, 0 Ks. I'd have to go check the game changer to see how many earned runs because there was pass balls in there, and I know sometimes it gets crazy, but I'll tell you, don't sleep on this kid yet, though, folks. He's 84 to 86. Velo is not the whole story, but sometimes you have a bad game, especially when you're still fresh off an injury, recovering. So I like what I saw as far as stuff. But he's a guy that, again, I haven't coached in 2 years, but he's one of my guys, practice tomorrow. A lot of film, a lot of talking, a lot of probably Tom House drills, just little things, trying to get his body, his feel back. But he's a guy that I would wake up every single day trying to figure out a plan for.
His rhythm was fine. His locations were fine. He just, you don't think so?
His location was off in the sense. It's a good song.
Sorry. We're
talking.
All earned. Okay, so 5 earned runs. Yeah,
You said location. I guess we can't
his
tell from up
location. There were bad misses. Let's put it that way. There were pass balls, bounce balls over the catcher, and that didn't help him on the close spots. Right. When his stuff was in the zone or near the zone, it looked competitive. Against South Iredell, good team, 4A, a lot of talent.
One of our keys to the game.
Yep, a lot of patience, but yeah, he just didn't have it today as far as location goes, even with the umpire squeezing him. But there is stuff there. We'll see where it goes for Mr. Tucker if he wants to play in college somewhere. We'll text Coach Porter this week and see if he's – oh, that's a good read on that pass ball. Say it was a hard read. Slowly went through the 5-hole. The catcher there kind of got caught up behind the umpire. So that's a good read there by Hunt, the pinch runner for Beakley there. So 2 runs for Hunt. Tanner Bird at the plate now with nobody on. So 6-0 here. 7-0. Holy moly. Which one did I miss? 1, 2, 3.
We had 4 in the first and 3 this half inning.
Did Crowley end up? Yeah,
Yes,
Crowley scored.
yes.
Technically, I guess that's a stolen base of home in that inning. That's where I missed it. So Hunt, the pinch runner, Bird, Kinsey, and Crowley all in on the first inning. And then this inning, we got Miles, Robbins, Hunt, pinch runner again. So 7-0 on only 2 hits. The story is what you just saw here. Too many base on balls. Tanner Bird flies on down to first base. He's 0 for 0 with a hit by pitch and a pass ball. Stole base there in the first inning. That brings Tristan Kinsey up. He walked. So Estie's a left-handed pitcher, sophomore. I'm not going to go down for any radar gun readings yet. It's a pop fly down the left field line. I'm going to stick, behind third base. Shortstop finds it, and Rinneman's over to make the play. Third baseman had no clue where that was.
Now number 4, Jake Crowley.
I'm going to see how these look on the screen. It's difficult to find a ball there, with the netting and the 480. We might bump it up next game.
It's one of those things where some coaches need to schedule afternoon or evening practice, I should say, just so they can throw the lights on, let their boys struggle with it a little bit. It's another ball 4. Well, you can't ask for the ball there. There's a live runner.
Number 3, Dante Olson.
I don't. That's not okay. That didn't hit him. It did hit him. Okay, that's why. Okay. I thought it was just a pass ball, and the catcher turned and asked for a new ball. That's a live ball. I got a runner going second. Oh my, oh my.
They broke it open.
This feels a lot like Stuart Kramer, South Point, minus the dingers.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of base runners moving around. It's like that Steamboat Willie meme. Round the bases.
So let me count this here. So what batter did Estes come in on? Was it Bird?
Bird.
So 5, 6 walks and 2 hit by batters.
Yikes.
For the Bandys pitchers in these first 2 innings. Still a lot of ball game left. See where it goes.
Make a big comeback with a lot of offense if you want to beat this Viking squad.
Big swing by Dante Olson there out in front. Some interesting chatter. We're right above the dugout of South Iredell.
You gotta love high school boys chatter.
I'm afraid of what I'm going to hear for the next couple of
Turn your
innings.
mics down, folks. Oh, wait, we have the mics.
Estes long hold finally delivers. Swing and a pop fly back behind us.
Watch out.
So we don't hit the tripod. Oh, nice play by the fan over there.
Oh, I guess I could have flipped that one. Let's see. Let's throw it on that. See what happens. Ooh, now that one's looking good.
All right, so first and second, 2 outs. Estes trying to get that third out, get Bandys back in the dugout. Another pop fly up near the fans on the hill. They're going to move. Oh! Fan tried to make a catch. That's an E10 out there. Well, look, we've all played high school ball. When you get a 7-0 game where there's only been 2 hits, there's nothing that you can do but chatter to try to keep the blood boiling a little bit.
How you stay active, how you stay warm. You can tell the difference between the 2 dugouts right now. One's on the edge of their seat and the other one's just leaning on the fence over there.
See a couple heads down on that yellow fence guard there. There's a drive to right center. It's going to stay up. Is it going to stay up? Oh, early slide by Ramos out there. I feel like he went to the slide a second early. Ball bounces out of his glove. We're going to mark it down as a triple, being that he was leaving his feet to make the play. So is that Dante Olson with the swing? So we're going to say a triple, 2 RBIs. So that ends up scoring Bird and Crowley. I thought Ramos made a good beat on it. He just went to I think he went to the slide a second too early. If he stayed on his feet, he might have been able to just catch that on the run. And again, before the game, we talked a little bit about how Bandys got their basketball players back, and they're finally at full strength. I mean, I'm calling it a hit.
If he left his feet.
Yeah, it's a high school triple, but it's a triple.
Long run.
You should have seen how generous the scorekeeper was in the game last night. There's some obvious ease, and they'd yell out after the play like single by. I'm like, no way. Who's running that game changer? It's a parent. So 9-0 here. A 4 spot and a 5 spot, and the Vikings still trying to add on more with Olson over at third now. So again, Olson 1 for 1. Had a walk his first time up for the triple. TJ Pinkham popped out the first base his first time up. Finds himself in a 1-2 count here. Estes delivers. Ground ball, third base side. Oh, it bounces off of his chest. Is he going to be able to record? Nope, he's not going to be able to recover. So error for Edwards. E5. That'll be an unearned run. No RBI for Pinkham, being 2 outs. And we've batted around, folks. Chase Miles up again. Chase started this whole rally with a leadoff single. We'll see if he can continue it here as he bats for the second time in the second inning. Another pop fly.
Oh.
That towards Hunter's Jeep.
Oh.
Oh.
That's fine. It bounced.
On the 10th bounce, it hits his tire. I think he'll be fine. I don't think you need to put a claim in. But if you do,
call
State Farm.
I don't know if Chad McMahon's going to get his full ad read today. Sorry, Chad. We'll definitely include it, though, at the
Pickoff attempt over here at first base. No contest there. 10-0.
Howie was mentioning that about his sponsors. His sponsors actually roll through constantly through the games. That's interesting. I personally like the idea Hail Tax Solutions second inning sponsor's been in the corner for 30 minutes now.
Well, our whole style is 1, consistency, and 2, it's just the economic model. By getting those sponsors early, it allowed us to collect revenue to put towards Starlink phones, grippers, everything, gas, travel, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, you tell us in chat if you like those sponsors in the upper right corner, because honestly, I've loved it this year. I think it's really cool to have it up there. It's not impeding anything. Like our
Now,
little switcher
I
setup.
know. I would say I know a lot of sponsors will get behind something just to support it, but we do want to try to help these folks get business.
Yes,
we
please
believe
go.
in small business, community, cyclical economy. I think
Cyclical.
I like
That's the
cyclical.
word of the day.
I honestly feel that's the best way for a capitalist society to roll. Is cyclical. Everything stays in the community. Goods and services stay in the community.
Spell that English.
Cyclical. Oh no, I gotta spell that.
There's
There's
a ball.
swing and another base hit. So, well, I should say only the fourth hit, but still a hit. So base hit by 2 singles for Miles in the second inning. And that sends Pinkham up to second base. And that brings Brady Robbins up for a second time. Brady walked his first time and came all the way around on pass balls and wild pitches. Again, Brady, high academic ball player. He's got the benefit of being the most well-known player that I know of both teams. Brady and I have been working together for a few months. Smart kid, very realistic on his college search, looking for those med schools, those high academic institutions early on. Versatile ball player, can play everywhere around the infield. He can slide into the outfield. Strong base, hitting the gym every day. I feel like every time I do call him, he's in the gym. That's a good place to be. It's better than behind your phone again. Dang kids and their phones. Saw that when I walked up earlier during the JV game. A bunch of kids hiding behind the bleachers on their phones, missing a perfectly good JV game.
Yeah.
So Robbins here with first and second. Estes misses high.
No, kids, you can use those phones for good. You can get the MyFitnessPal app, a couple other fitness apps, and track your eating, track your weightlifting programs, track your exercising. It's a good thing to use. I use it a little bit.
Road to heck was paved in gold or with good intentions. Is that it? Yeah, road to hell is paved with good intentions. So sometimes a phone has this blessing of all these apps, but, we can't get too dopamine crazy with it,
Oh.
So Robbins pops out to end the second, a long second, but it's over nonetheless. And we're going to talk about our travel sponsor, Ion Outdoors. Big fan of Ion. They've been helping us with the power rankings as well. Well, if you want a pool, if you want an outdoor spa, outdoor kitchen, this is the place to look. Ion Outdoors. If you mention this ad, you get $500 off your project too. I mean, that was up to them. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't beg them to do that. That's just the kindness of Ion Outdoors.
Dude, go get $500 off a spa. It is summer. You will want it. Water's coming. It's getting warm. Like, it's a great, beautiful day today. Get you a spa at your new house in Troutman.
Yep. That was cool. The first pitch thrown out today by, was the mayor of Troutman?
The
Town manager.
and the chief police.
And Chief Police threw out the first pitches there for the town of Troutman. I thought that's cool. I love that community vibe. So again, thank you to Ion Outdoors being our travel sponsor. Put us up in the Hilton. Well, we put ourselves up, but we used the funds.
Hampton.
The Hampton Inn.
If we were at the Hilton, we
would need more sponsors.
Yeah, we need a
Third inning sponsor. Finally made it to the third inning. American Legion Post 70. They're having tryouts this weekend, folks. So if you're in Western North Carolina, that Asheville area, dogs only. We need the best of the best trying out for Post 70. Again, March 23rd, 4 o'clock at West Henderson High School. All interested players are required to attend at least one tryout. So reach out to them on Facebook or Twitter if you have questions. Again, coached by Coach Decker, his son, Coach Ryan Decker, and Coach Raby, who's an assistant over at Drone. Very good coaching staff. We're going to have a talented team this year. And if you're listening to this at home up there in the mountains and you're a veteran, please join. They're looking for new members. So Armed Forces, we always respect our veterans. And American Legion Post 70 doing a lot in the community up there. So please think about joining and becoming a member, Post 70. There's a nice spot by the lefty. I got to get down and get some radar on this lefty Hunter. So let me pass off.
Oh, great.
Yep,
Where are we at?
here we are. Well, he's got a no-no going here. So that's Bennett.
There's another K.
Is it? All right,
Looking.
mark it. Let me mark it before I roll out.
Looking.
Is it looking? Backwards K. That brings Edwards up.
Third baseman, number 12, Logan Edwards.
Out.
We're at Edwards up for the Trojans of Bandys. Yeah, Ron was just talking about earlier the Trojans versus the Vikings and how it's like this old school mascot vibe out here, and love the logos. Found this website. Your logos and your score bug are thanks to North Carolina High School Logos, nchslogos.org, I think, or .com, and they have every high school logo in 4K, Ultra HD, whatever you want to call it. But it's the perfect PNG images with the transparent backgrounds that we can use for all of our graphics. So thank you to them. If anyone knows who that guy is and what he's doing a great job over there. He's got a Twitter. He's got everything. They helped us out, that's for sure. 2-2 count here. Strike 3, throw it around. Interested to see what Ryan gets on those speeds.
Now batting number 2, Chase Welch.
Chase Welch up for the Trojans. Beautiful night in Troutman, North Carolina. Sun's finally setting. Can show you this angle that took forever to put up. Ball high, moving with momentum. No rest. Give me the ball and throw. He didn't even leave the rubber on that pitch. That's great. No, Ryan loves that. No touching the grass.
80-82 on the fastball. It's a firm 82. It's good. I know kids, they'll drool over velo, but I'd rather have this. This kid's filling it up, working fast. More velos coming. I've seen 3 pitchers at the D1 level this year that were 86, 87. That were lefties. Lefties always get a little bit more wiggle room. It's a good arm right here. I like what I'm seeing. He is dialed in. Good golly. Just dialed in. Struck outside again.
Struck out aside again.
Man, it's early, and I know it's 10-0, but this CamWood bat might end up going to another pitcher.
Oh, yeah. Well, midpoint in the third. Want to thank our 13 sponsors. We just talked about them. American Legion Post 70. Proud to sponsor Baseball University. Cardinal Baseball Program will host their first day of tryouts on March 23rd, 4 o'clock, over off Haywood Road, West Henderson High School. Interested players required to attend at least one of our tryouts with more dates to be announced soon. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And for more information, reach out via one of these socials and mention Coach Chris Decker. Everything's on your screen: Facebook, email, website, phone number. If you need any information, you can contact Coach Chris Decker, Ryan Decker, Coach Rady. Coach Cook has all the information too. So all y'all listen, have his phone number somehow, some way. You found this link. DM us on Instagram, Facebook. We'll get you the information if you want to try out for Post 70. So thank you to the American Legion for sponsoring our third inning. Nice night. Beautiful days. Let's see if we can find some early scores from the games today, get some updates from around the West North Carolina mountains and the foothills. A lot of private school games end pretty early. They're always at the top of the scoreboard. But let's see what we got. Oh, Patton on a roll, 11-0 over Lincolnton.
Well, Lincolnton's kind of hit or miss this year, but they've had some guys in the past. Patton's trying, though, man. They're getting better. Honestly, we had to drop that Hendersonville-East Henderson game the other day when they switched. I've been kind of looking at that Patton Hendo game at the end of the year. We're just going to have to see how it plays out if we're going to add one.
Smoky Mountain tied 2-2 with North Buncombe third inning. That'll be interesting. Both teams up there rankings.
Really? So that's out of conference?
Out of conference.
Interesting. Smoky, man, playing well
Burns,
this year.
Up on West Lincoln 6-1 in the third. That's all we got for you right now, but we're sure to stay tuned. If y'all got any score updates, please put them in the chat. We'd really appreciate it.
All right, so we're technically in the third inning, right? Bottom 3. So the final book on Estes is 2/3 of an inning. You got 5 earned runs for Estes. Oof. Tough day for the pitchers. Now, Estes, he's long, lanky. He was a sophomore. He's a lefty. Again, so both these pitchers, Tucker and Estes, tough day. But if I'm a college coach, I'm probably interested for
And leading off the Vikings.
Different reasons. One being a senior heavy velo, the other one being a young, young lefty still getting his innings in. You can't decide your fate in one night. This game takes a lot of growing up. It's a very, very difficult game. Well, we are in the third inning, batted around in the second. So we are at the top of the lineup with Reed Johnson, Eli Beakley, and Tanner Bird. Reed's probably kicking himself because he's made 2 of the 6 outs in this game. He's popped out and flown out. Again, talented outfielder, also a catcher, versatile ball player here for Coach Little. He's a junior. After sending 11 to the plate in the second, I know Bandys is hoping to get a scoreless inning here to try to keep this within striking distance. 1-1 count. Yeah, Legion baseball. I'll tell you what, I know it used to be strong down this way. I was asking some questions before the game. I thought Mooresville still had a team, but I was told that one disbanded. I think Legion's got to grow, kids, but it's going to take some good leadership at that Legion level. I know at Post 70 we're trying. We got some good ideas. We're going to hopefully start Junior Legion next year. Try to infuse some recruiting ideas into it, see if we can make it stronger. I just think families are getting tired of paying all this money for the travel ball and showcase stuff when we're plenty capable with the people in our communities to put together strong community Legion teams and run it like a showcase circuit. We'll see. I could complain about that all gosh darn day. Concession stand's also a hike. You say if you leave in the third inning, you will see in the fifth inning by the time you get back.
I don't know this game.
Well, it's kind of the same issue we had at North Henderson where we felt they built the fields backwards. Like you'd almost want to see the softball field and the baseball field have their home plates right next to each other, so there's more of a centralized location for concessions and everything. So there's a strikeout there to end or start the third inning, right? All right, so that's the first K of the game that the Bandys Trojans have been able to collect. I think my sweatshirt.
Yeah, I think they're both in the car. I was thinking about running to go get those.
If you do, I'll say, see if you can grab me one. Left-handed swinger Beakley. There's
a ball.
Hits a ball very, very hard, but also foul. It was fun to look at for a minute, but it's just going to be a strike in the scorebook.
See, that's what I've got to get better at. Stop looking at the hit and change the camera angle so y'all can see it. I just get caught up mesmerizing big flies like that.
Ooh, leave it up. Beakley is 1 for 1. He singled and scored in the first, walked and scored. Actually, his pinch runner, his courtesy runner scored for him, but he's a single and a walk deep so far in the scorebook. 1-2 count here. Swing, grounds it toward. Ooh, come on, coach. Come on, coach. Trying to nonchalant catch it in the bare hand. Gonna hear it from his bench when he gets back in there. My base coaching changed over the years. When I was younger, I tried to look as cool as I could fielding it bare hand. Now I don't move. I don't care if it's coming right at me. Slowly step out of the way and let a kid go get it. I ain't got time for bending over to pick up a ball. As you get older, that could be a ER visit. You don't want to move too quick. So good job by Beakley working the count from 0-2 to 3-2. 1 out here. Misses in. Second walk of the game for Beakley, and I'm sure that Hunt is waiting in the weeds to come out and run for him again. Yep, here he comes. Then Brody Hunt, every time he courtesy runs, he scores. So we'll see if that pattern stays true. Tanner Bird back up. Birdman.
He's a fantastic wide receiver on the football team.
Tanner Bird? Brody. Oh, okay. So football player.
Runner, big time receiver.
Does he want to play football in college?
I don't know. To be honest with you, he's really good.
Big time wide receiver there at first base. Brody Hunt.
That's a good time to point out some history on the Viking athletic program. 2012 2AA football state champs. Found that while looking up the school.
Hunt takes second there on the dirt ball. Good read. I actually kind of thought if Cervante would have recovered a little quicker, they would have had a play on him. He didn't seem to recover too fast after the block. So Hunt on second. There's another pass. That's going to be a wild pitch. That's going to let Hunt go to third base. Hunt's getting used to this. Courtesy runner. Goes to first. Couple pass balls. Get over to third. So Weston here trying to battle through the third. There's a pop fly. Is it going to stay in for the catcher, Cervante? No. Just foul. Bounces in the dugout there right near the big fence pole there, or netting pole. So new life, 2-2 count. The Birdman has been hit by a pitch and walked, scored 2 runs. So not official AB yet, 2 plate appearances. I want to see Huseman pitch some more. Let's go. That kid's dealing. Good composure for a sophomore. Hits him. Second HBP for Bird. He's going to head on down.
Now batting number 2, Tristan Kinsey.
Well, Coach Little's been a great host. We enjoyed staying over last night in Belmont. This 2-day trip down to the foothills has been enjoyable, but the baseball so far has been a little one-sided, hasn't it?
Oh, yes, sir, it has. We've seen a lot of runs scored and a lot of runs scored for one team in each matchup.
That ball's going to find it through the 5-5 on a dive. Birdman going to try to make it to third. Slides in safely. So base hit for Kinsey, TK.
Now batting number 4, Jake Riley.
Now Hunt scored on that hit, right? Okay. So that's an RBI single for TK, Tristan Kinsey. Hunt scores his 3rd run via the courtesy run. Bird makes it all the way to 3rd there. It's a nice effort by Renneman. He made the dive, bounced off the glove into foul territory over there, allowing Birdman to I gotta stop calling Birdman. No one probably calls him that at all. Tanner Bird gets all the way to 3rd.
Creative nicknames from the baseball.
Speaking of Birdman, freaking Atlanta Braves signed Craig Kimbrell yesterday. Blew my mind being an Orioles fan after what he put us through last year. But, I mean, hats off to the potential future Hall of Famer. Everybody gets old.
Most saves in Braves history. I'm
So,
happy to
still,
have him back.
Still throwing 93, 94. I got up on the gun, 2 years ago when I was coaching the Swamp Foxes. Hit 77. Felt pretty good as a 40-year-old. That ball's tailing. That's going to be down. It's a base hit. Bird's going to score. So RBI single for Crowley. All right, so let me get this Bird in. Kinsey goes base to base.
Durham.
So it's wait for the next lull. We'll talk about our home team sponsor a little bit. So number 3, Dante Olson hit a high school triple his last time up, 2 RBIs. Right fielder Ramos made a dive for it. Probably dove a little prematurely. Ball bounced around out there and allowing Olson to make it to 3rd. That ball's behind him. Could have called him for a swing there. Yep, this may be the first game that we've gone through. I don't know. We had a 6-inning game at Pisgah Brevard. Nice block up. But I don't know if we're going to make it past 5 today, folks. Bandy's going to have to turn it on here. It's getting a little sluggish in their bullpen. say you can see a lot of heads hanging.
Got somebody
Bullpen,
up.
yeah, say bullpen's active.
Yeah, bullpen cam, Ryan. Get 2 more.
Nice block up again.
We got a call to the bullpen sponsor.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that that home team sponsor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Again, our home team sponsor, what they're sponsoring is they get behind all the efforts that we put into before the broadcast and after the broadcast to market to college coaches and then cut up clips and send them along and make sure that they're available for the players. Our home team sponsor today is Crystal Robbins Real Estate. Let me pull it up here. Let's see. I know Hunter did a great job putting our notes together.
Another 4-pitch walk. We'll load the bases.
So-
With detail.
Crystal Robbins does real estate both in North Carolina and South Carolina. You can reach out to her at 828-446-0171 or crystalrobbins1978 at yahoo.com. Was texting earlier, and we got Iredell County. Hold on, keep going. Catawba County, Caldwell County, Rowan County, Mecklenburg County. Oh, yeah, Mecklenburg. York, now it's South Carolina. So is that the first one over the line? Okay, so York County. So look, if you're looking to buy or sell a home in this greater Charlotte area, you got to get with Crystal Robbins. She'll point you in the right direction or help you sell that house quickly and get the right deal done. I know how stressful it is. We bought our first house in 2019 out in Edneyville, and I don't want to do that again. I'm going to call Crystal next time that I need help with that. I'll say we essentially did it ourselves, and I wish I would have had someone like you around to tell me what I was doing wrong. I think we did all right, but with the way that housing is, the costs are rising up there in Western North Carolina. It's actually, I feel like our house is like doubled in value. So, me and the missus, we've been talking. Maybe it is time. But if you're down here, I think you've done deals out in McDowell, Buncombe. You come out that way. Yep. So make sure you get with Crystal. Her information we flashed on the screen earlier, and we'll get it up there again a couple times in this game. But we appreciate her sponsorship tonight because, again, we got work to do when we go home now, and that's what her sponsorship goes towards, is cutting up all these highlights. Definitely going to be cutting up Huseman's highlights. He's been doing great on the mound. And we got, 6 base hits we got to pull out, probably some good defensive plays. Nice little play there. Run in.
Fielder's choice.
Let me get my book.
Number 7, Chase Miles.
Oh, I'm behind a couple here. So what did Dante Olson end up doing?
Walk.
He walked.
Walk, and then fielder's choice. 6-4. Runner at seconds out. First and third. 1 out now. 2 outs.
That's
2
an
outs.
RBI fielder's choice too, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so RBI for Pinkham. Olson out on after he walks. He's the force out at second. Crowley had the RBI single. Tristan Kinsey had the RBI single. Bird reached and scored on the hit by pitch. Beakley walked. His pinch runner came around again. So the only out recorded besides the fielder's choice was the leadoff K by Johnson. Chase Miles up. Chase is 2 for 2 with 2 singles in the second inning, both of them. It's the best second inning he's probably ever had, I bet. You don't like that, Hunter? Still trying to figure out that zone a little bit?
I'm disturbed, especially in the 13-0 ball game.
Yes.
Your strike zone changes in a 13-0 ball game. I don't care who you are.
I was going to say, for the sake of pacing, it's okay to open it up a little bit. I don't think South Iredell would complain. Coach Little's been around this game a little bit. Even though he's a young man, he would know exactly why the zone is opening up.
In the 13-0 ball game, you're swinging. You're not taking walks. You're trying to improve your batting average. You're trying to get on base via a hit.
That's okay. See, it must have hurt Hunter up here, because that ball looked a little off the plate, but I'd give it to him. Keep that game rolling a little bit. 3-1 count.
3-0, 3-1, I'm swinging away. You got full green light. If it's anywhere close, you're trying to hit it. Take it backside, work on something. If that's not your pitch, you just take it and you got to live and you learn in a 3-0, 3-1 count.
So did Kinsey end up scoring too? Was he who scored on the fielder's choice? TK? I think that's right.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, golly. All right, so Crowley comes in on the E6, so it's
E6
not an
goes
RBI.
Now batting, number 15, Brady
Pinkham
Robbins.
moves up to second. And I think we're all caught up now on our very sloppy scorebook today. Brings Brady Robbins up for a third time. And scored a run the second. Popped out to finally end the second. That was the second AB of the second inning.
Runners advance on wild pitch.
So 1-0 count here to start off. Well, if Brady reaches here, we'll be batting around again. I guess technically we batted around as all 9 come to the plate.
Is this the
Robbins ahead 2-0, 2 outs, 2 on. Twos, right? There we go. I feel like I'm leaning out the window here like a fast food worker or something. Trying to make sure I can get a read on the left side of the field.
won't be the most runs scored in this matchup in history? That happened in 2023. South Iredell winning 14-11.
Well, they're gonna try to.
They're gonna try to blow that 14 out of the water.
I was gonna say either they score 11 more runs or Bandys makes a comeback if they're gonna beat that record. Count even here on the foul ball. 2-2, 2 outs.
16-9 back in 2018. Bandys taking that W.
Oof.
Here at
Been
this
a while,
place.
though. That was 7 years ago. Yeah. All those kids done grown up.
I'm one of those kids.
Swing, and there's a hard hit. Shortstop has a tough pick, but is able to gobble it up and throw it across for the third out. So good barrel, but right to the shortstop position.
I want to thank our away team sponsor now, sponsoring the time at Baseball University, puts towards marketing this game to coaches pregame and editing, posting highlights for the Bandys Trojan prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media for the coaches postgame. Appreciate Biker Realtors Team Metro for being our away team sponsor. A little bit about them. If you're looking to buy a home, contact Sean Yamber, Team Metro, services of uniforms, surrounding counties like Catawba Valley. They're accredited buyer rep, and they can get you what you need. Stay local, buy local, invest local. Appreciate Sean Yamber and Biker Realtors Team Metro for being our away team sponsor. Head to the fourth inning now, finally. Fourth inning is brought to you by Hauling Solutions and Grading. Andrew Grosori over there doing fine work. Helped out Coach Cook a couple times. All your needs, from bank erosion, culvert replacement, anything and everything, hauling or grading, they've got the solutions to it. They got their Facebook, email, website, and phone number on your screen. Give Andrew a call, and we'll detail them in full at the middle of the fourth.
Man, new pitcher. I mean, I understand it completely. It's 14-0. He's a young sophomore. They pull the lefty. I understand, but man, I enjoyed watching him pitch. So final line, 3 innings pitch, 8 Ks, 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 walks. Only the leadoff hitter of the game, Robinson, who flew out to center field, was the only one who made contact against the kids. So in high school baseball, especially if it ends up being a 5-inning game, he's your pitcher of record. Into pitch now, number 24. All right, so Carter Colberth. See, I think I got a couple notes on Carter here. So 26, listed as a pitcher.
Number 24, Carter Colberth.
Big size. I mean, you can see he's a little bigger than everybody else around him. So we'll let him get warm here and sneak down and get some velo readings here. So Dominic Robinson, the only player to make contact with the baseball today against South Iredell up at the plate. Say big guy. I say sometimes these big pitchers have trouble repeating those mechanics. Seems pretty deliberate though. Kind of a heavy ball. Looks like there's some time in there. He's got kind of a true high 3/4 OTT spot there. With a lot of those moving parts, it comes down to time and getting that front foot down while you're still loaded in your scap. Ball's behind 2-0 here. Yeah, I like the whip on the arm action, though. Interesting. So junior class here. I think a lot of these underclassmen have expressed interest in trying to play at the next level. It's going to be tough. Got to be physical. We saw the statistic earlier this week. We were talking about average age of a college baseball player right now is 21.9. So might as well just say 22. And it's crazy because, I mean, I was a true 4-year student. I think I graduated when I was 21. So the average high school baseball player being 22, I mean, lifetime students, everybody's going to be a doctor.
Hey, you want to talk about lifetime students? 6 full years for me, man.
Oh, you ain't nothing. My best friend, Colin, his mom works at John Hopkins up in Maryland in the, what do they call it, the baby ward or whatever, delivering the babies.
Maternity ward?
There you go. Vocab word, maternity. But Hopkins got a weird deal for their employees. Like if you work for the hospital,
You get free school.
you get free school for just however you want. So my buddy Colin, he's a writer. He's a good artist. He's Baltimore, you know, it's artsy town, but kid's been done. And you know, how old is he? Probably 39. He's probably been in school for 35 of those years.
How many bachelor's degrees does he?
I don't even know if it's about that. I think he just takes like creative writing courses, and you know, I don't even know if he's working on degrees at this point. I know he's got some film degrees, some writing degrees, but
Well, one of my friends' grandfathers at Western, he stayed on in some kind of capacity like that. I think he got 6 or 7 bachelor's degrees because he kept doing it until he was in his 60s and 70s. He just kept going back to get free schooling.
I mean, I do love learning. I do. I mean,
but I couldn't. 60.
Yeah,
I could.
I mean, unless you're going to be a professor and you're just trying to keep. I don't know, man. My other thing too is like go to the library, just learn. Like,
I've been
you know
out.
what I mean, some like if you're going to be a doctor, yes, you need the degree, but some of these things, just get interested. You know.
Well, I've been out 10 months right now, and I want to go back. There's so much that I learned that last semester and the last really full year, and like few classes I took just to add hours to full time, and those classes, like, why didn't I take this my freshman year? So I might go back and get a master's, PhD, who knows?
My firm belief, and again, I know we're promoting college ball, but my firm belief is if you just work hard, whatever it is you're doing, you'll be all right.
I'm not even doing it for the thing. It's just like learning and different things. Like I took a food science class. I took in history of Southern food class. I took all kinds of intro to forestry analytics.
They talk about Whataburger and that history of Southern food. That was a
They
good
do.
burger today.
That
I'll
was
tell you
very
what.
good. Not
Good.
what a burger, what a burger.
Good folks there too. They're fun to chat with. 65 years, I think they said they've been
Yeah,
around.
something like that.
So what's that? 25 is 40, 1960. Holy
60.
moly. All right, so that's a K for Carter. Coltberg. What? So how did Robinson walk? Fall behind on my scoreboard. Yeah. So 1 out, 1 on. I think we got a pinch hitter here for Tucker. This is number 15.
Yeah, Wyatt Weston.
Wyatt Weston, so the pitcher coming in. So probably not your true number 3 hole hitter here, but falling behind 0-2, he's going to have to try to battle here. Got to get something going before that 5th inning. Well, strike zone's expanding, but it's definitely South Iredell taking advantage of it now.
Mm-hmm.
Now batting number 10, Eastern Ledford.
So Easton Ledford, the UNC Pembroke commit. Pembroke, one of the stronger D2 teams that you're going to find in the Southeast or in that Conference Carolinas. The advantage they have is being the only state school D2. So throws, that's going to go out in center field, but no advancement. So stolen base there by Robinson. But Pembroke always has that advantage because they're already starting with in-state tuition for a D2. So any other Division II level program that has an offer out to a player that Pembroke has a player out to, they got to get creative to match the finances. That's just a unfortunate truth of college baseball. It's not like professional baseball where you see a kid and you want to just sign them, right? You have to make sure the money works. You got to make sure the education works. You got to make sure that the culture works.
Distance from home is important.
Well, that's something I want to keep challenging these boys on is get out of town for a minute. You can always come home. You're still going to be home for 8 months out of the year, you know. But places like Kentucky and Ohio, Georgia, Arkansas, Maryland, the Northeast. I'll tell you what, the Northeast, D3 baseball in the Northeast, tell me it's not good. I dare you. because they're better than the D3s everywhere else in the country. If you look at like who the champions are, Ohio, Wisconsin, the Northeast, like New England area, some of the best D3 baseball you're going to find. But it's more prominent up there. We don't have a lot of D3 in the South.
Yeah, it's hard to find D3
We have
here.
the USA South, which with NC Wesleyan, I mean, that's your powerhouse of the South. You have the ODAC, Old Dominion Athletic Conference, that runs up through Virginia, also Guilford, one North Carolina school. That's probably the best D3 conference in the country right now is the ODAC. What else do we got? We got the Collegiate Conference of the South. Holy moly, lots of Ks today, boys and girls. Every single out in this game has been recorded via the strikeout, except for the leadoff hitter of the game for Bandys. Well, we're heading into the bottom of the fourth.
Right?
Let's talk about hauling solutions and grading. Again, if we got folks listening back home in Buncombe County, Henderson County, Transylvania County, Polk County, Andrew Casoria is the guy that you're going to want to call for any kind of gravel, dirt, rock, topsoil, anything delivered to home, business, or job sites. Not anything, but hauling solutions and grading also has the dump trucks large enough and small enough to fit any job. You're also going to want to give them a call about grading needs such as driveways, culvert replacements, bank erosion, ditch work, building pads, and more. And we got a lot of that after post-Helene up in the mountains there. But anyway, Andrew Casoria, I've known him for a while. He's a great guy. He's got a great team that's going to take care of you. So give him a call at 828-776-9377 for a quote today and let Hauling Solutions and Grading be your solution. You can find him on Facebook. That's where I found him originally. Or he has got a website too, hauling-solutions.com. I don't think he's coming all the way down to Iredell County for a job.
No, I don't think so.
But
it's a long way to haul
you're up
gravel.
doing a job or you're living up in our area, give him a holler. Another new arm?
Yep.
Who? He stole somebody's number. Hofffield. All right, so final line on Wesson. 1 inning, right? Gives up 4 earned runs. Is that what you got? So Coach Porter's going to hate me for doing this broadcast for Bandys because I know they're a lot better than they're showing today. So final line on Weston, 1 inning pitch, 4 runs, all earned. Gives
Now pitching for Bandys, number 13, Jake Hallfield.
2 hits.
Leading off of the Vikings, number 10, Reed Johnson.
2 walks and a hit by a pitch. That's the final line. Strikes out 1. Well, it's not the night that the Trojans envisioned, but that's baseball, folks. Anything can happen on any given night with certain teams on the field. Remember, no one thought T.C. Robertson would lose to Irwin last year. It happens. But they didn't care when they won their second straight state championship.
Someone might have.
They got a good chance of going three-peat. The biggest question with TC last year into this year was losing Reno Jeter and just being able to replace those starter innings. They used C.J. Wallace more for closing last year. I know he's picked it up a little bit. You know, J.T. Smith's throwing a few relief innings, being their primary catcher. It's just a good, deep team, and they're well coached. Hunter probably knows what I mean, too. And it's just one of those things where, like, it's the laws of attraction, right? When you're winning that much, you're able to not steal players, but players make the effort to transfer to your program. And just an advantage that TC's had over the years. It's something that I know every other school probably thinks that, well, they might get angry about it, but they probably also wish they were that good to be able to attract that kind of talent. Arden, an affluent area, they got a lot of investment in their baseball up there, but we'll see how long the TC Robertson Rams can keep that dynasty going with a lot of seniors graduating this year. I know Tuscola, strong team, they're trying to make a run. East Rutherford's going to be good again. All right, so is that leadoff K there? So a good way for Hollifield to start things off. It's actually the same way that Weston started his third inning as well. It's got a text message from my dad. He's like, just got home, turned the game on. Woof. Thanks, Dad. I hear you, though. But again, I'm not going to downplay Bandys. They'll be in it. They'll be in that CVAC. And that CVAC's a little stronger today.
One of the keys today, 2A, 4A. South Iredell leads the series 12-8, but there's been years where Bandys has been up and Iredale's been down, and vice versa. And I think this is one of the years where Iredale's up and
there's
like that ball's up.
Skyscraper to left center. It's like Miley's got a beat on it. He did, and he almost lost it for a second. It's the second out.
Ball way up.
Sent that ball maybe higher than he did farther there. That was a skyscraper. Just got a text message from pitching coach, Coach Franklin over at Rockingham. Was asking about what camera system are we using. I said iPhones, but I'm not even about to text out what I learned today, Coach Franklin. We ran into a gentleman today that just blew our mind on the capabilities of what we could be doing. Unfortunately, we also got the price tag on what it would cost, and we were looking at probably several $1,000s worth of equipment. So I'm going to give this gentleman that I met today a call this week and continue to pick his brain. But
yeah, we got the iPhone.
Well, it's exciting because I would say we're going to definitely finish out the season on the iPad, the Switcher Studio, the iPhones we're using, but we're going to be doing some research in the off season and see what we can do to.
Well, I'm hoping to see if there's two ways to incorporate both systems into one, and got to hit my pitch here. But putting both systems into one big, large system where you might have 7, 8 camera angles, and I'll have to shut up during the game to have to control it all.
That's where hopefully we can get more funding, more sponsors, more crowdfunding. We can get a third person involved and pay them.
Good point to talk about Patreon and get y'all to.
Quick question for y'all gentlemen, though. Sorry. Who was that just hit?
CJ Taylor.
CJ Taylor is your pinch hitter there. He got hit by a pitch. I'm sorry, Hunter. What were you saying? Patreon? Double play opportunity here. Probably hit a little. Oh, excuse me. There's 2 outs. Coach Cook is a dummy. So fielder's choice, 4-6. That's the third out of the inning. But yeah, I think Hunter was talking about the Patreon.
I think we're just going to kind of roll through some of these real quick while we can here in the end of the fourth. We want to talk about our Patreon. Please help us support us on Patreon. The website's on your screen. The more support we can receive, the more we can earn. College Tour Series, High School Scout Streaming Series, Legion coverage, everything that we're doing, you can help us with on Patreon. So please follow that. If you need help finding it, stay connected to all of us on all of our social medias. YouTube, you're watching it now. Like and subscribe. Go find us on Facebook at the same name, X and Twitter at BB University WNC, and our website's baseballu.org. Appreciate that. We want to thank our broadcast sponsor here, CamWood Bats. CamWood Bats, Haywood County, serving baseball and softball players across the nation. Game badge, trainers, tees, tutorials, and more. Use the coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on our partnership with CamWood. Make sure to use that coupon code. Yeah. CamWood Bats, premier sponsor. I want to talk about our travel sponsor as well real quick. Travel sponsor is Ion Outdoors. You mentioned this ad, you get $500 off, new spa, pool, patio, some outdoor living. I know.
I think it's an outdoor kitchen. I was like, I'm intrigued.
Kitchen's interesting too. So definitely thanks to all that. And we head to the fifth inning, sponsored by Nova Pitching Performance. Coach Payne over there doing good work. So we want to thank him for being our 5th inning sponsor. And we'll have to get a lot of these ad reads in at the end of the game, but stay tuned for all those as we thank all of our sponsors.
Say pitching is hard. Nova Pitching knows about. Well, pitching's hard unless you're Hughesman, because that kid just apparently that's what he's born to do. And we usually announce a gritty pitch at the game. I'm just going to say every pitch Hughesman threw. Every single one.
Gritty pitches.
There you go, Anthony Payne. Coach Payne up there in the mountains. We met head-to-toe performance last night. They do a lot of training down here in the foothills. So we got it covered, mountains and foothills. Man, 14-0. Here we are in the top of the 5th.
This will be over in about 5 minutes.
Yep. Say they got to put 4 5 runs up on the board here if they're going to continue this ball game here. We had fun, guys. It was quick. I don't know. Was it quicker than the minute 38 game we did at East Lincoln?
5 minutes is the minute 38.
And so right now we're at minute 33.
We're at minute 33.
Let's go.
In a minute 38 game, Hickory at East Lincoln.
I mean, that was a little bit different. That was a pitcher's duel, 3-0. Big swing was the Brady, oh brother, where art thou, Brotherton, going deep off of Maddox McCree. It was a nice showing there. Hey, a little life here. That's the no-hitter breaking up here.
You didn't jinx it this time.
I didn't. I definitely jinxed it last night. So Cervante breaking up the no-no.
Number 1, Mikey Miley.
You make Carter run for that? I'm just kidding. Very good pitching of the night for the Vikings. There's a squibber. Uh-oh, we might have the unconventional double play, and we do. Holy moly. So we got the 3 to 6 on the put out at 6 on the tag.
Now batting number 18, Zane Barnett.
And we might have our last batter of the game here in Zane Barnett, the first baseman. Wait, do we have a pinch hitter? Nope, same guy. My bad. All right. Wow, I feel like there's so many things to still discuss this evening, but it's all good, you know. Talented Vikings team. CamWood Bats player of the game. I think you know who I'm going to give it to at this point. Looking back at the batting lines, I mean, there's a couple good ones we'll go over here in the Postgame Meineke postgame show. No extra base hits outside of the Olsen triple. I'll say all the other hits, I believe, were singles. 1-1 count.
Go through these.
Bounces it.
These ad reads real quick.
Feel bad I didn't get any velos on Carter Cutherbin. How do you say his last name? Colberth. I'll botch that.
His dad's the AP here, so you gotta.
Colberth.
Yeah, you gotta.
He's the assistant principal.
Yeah.
Okay. Colberth. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. If this runner gets on, I'll run down there real quick and try to get a velo on the kid. You guys know how hard he's thrown in the past? You ever have a radar gun out? Okay. I'll say the big velos of the night, 84-86 for the starting pitcher Tucker of the other team. Just had trouble getting in the zone at 80-82, 80-83 maybe for Hughesman. Oh, ball 4. I'm going to do him a favor, Hunter. I'll be back.
He'll be back real quick, running down there. Get some numbers. Pinch hitter number 16.
Pinch hitting for the Trojans, 16, Marcus Lagusis.
Marcus Lagusis, outfielder, infielder, right-hand pitcher, 5'9", 200, out of Bandys High School. Yeah, we're on the cusp, guys, of beating that Hickory East Lincoln record. We are at 8:36 right now. That one was an hour 38, so we are about a minute and a half away. I have to speed through a lot of these reads for our lovely sponsors. That'll do it, folks. A
That'll be the
14-0 rout of the Trojans by the home team, South Iredell Vikings.
South Iredell 14, Bandys nothing.
14, Bandys nothing. I guess, guys, we're waiting for Ryan to get up here, and I'll just start reading through all these ad reads really quickly, giving all of our sponsors their due diligence. Well, fifth inning sponsor, Nova Pitching Performance, youth, high school, and college pitchers. You're trying to take the next step in your player development. Nova Pitching Performance is directed by Anthony Payne. Coach Payne has worked with several West North Carolina pitchers in the past few seasons and helped them make major jumps in their physicality, velocity, and overall athletic performance by infusing data analytics and biomechanics. Coach Payne is trying to help pitchers get the most out of their potential. If you're looking to make strides in your pitching performance, get with Coach Payne and Nova Pitch Performance ASAP, offering in-house and remote training options for high school, college athletes. Nova Baseball or Nova Pitch Performance, new school data, old school grit. Want me to just keep reading all these sponsors for you?
Yeah, just real quick on Cold breath. Yeah. 75-78. Throwing a heavy ball, though. Might have touched an 80 up in there, but good stuff. Tall kid. Go ahead, Hunter.
Yeah, we talk about our 16 sponsor. 16 sponsor is House of Power. Are you looking to take your game to the next level? House of Power's baseball softball facility in Mills River, North Carolina. If you're a baseball or softball player in the West North Carolina area who wants to improve their skills and train like the best, check them out. House of Power, founded by former Clemson Tiger and professional baseball player Sheldon Reed, offering one-on-one hitting lessons, pitching, and catching. Strength and conditioning programs to develop explosive power. Facility memberships you can train on your own schedule, and cage rentals for individuals and teams. Conveniently located in Mills River. Check them out online at HOPHarrisonville.com. That is HOPHarrisonville.com. And as a part of our partnership with House Power, be sure to use this coupon code BBUWNC for a 25% discount on your first lesson. We want to thank House of Power for being our 6th inning sponsor. And we want to thank our 7th inning sponsor, Chad McMahon State Farm. Chad McMahon State Farm, proud sponsor of Baseball University. Just like your favorite baseball team, State Farm is here to knock it out of the park with great insurance coverage. From home to auto, life, and health. They've got the right coverage to protect what matters to you. Give Chad McMahon State Farm a call or send him a text, 828-452-0567. You can feel free to stop by his office in Waynesville. Working together with you, they'll make sure you have customized protection tailored to your individual needs with world-class local service. Chad McMahon State Farm, here to make life go right. I want to give a last big shout-out to our home and away team sponsors. Home team sponsor is Crystal Robbins Real Estate. Her information is on your screen. She sponsored time that we put in towards marketing this game for the South Iredell Viking prospect. Thank you to her for being our home team sponsor. And thank you to our away team sponsor, Weicker Realtors Team Metro, Sean Yamber over there doing great work. If you buy local, sell local, invest local, Sean Yambers, you got a call. Our away team sponsors, thank you to Sean for sponsoring us and Weicker Realtors.
Didn't plan it that way, but some battle in real estate.
Battle of real estates for that.
It's all good. That's what makes America competition.
Let's go ahead and we'll read the post game, and then we can talk about our gritty and big swing of the game. Going into the post game coverage here, Meineke is a pregame post game sponsor of Baseball University of Blue Ridge's West North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series. Numerous locations in the West North Carolina region. No better spot to get your vehicle seen in service. Whether it's an oil change, brakes, mufflers, tires, and wheels, AC, you name it. Meineke doing car care right. Well, gritty pitch.
Every pitch that
Nova pitching performance.
Every pitch that Huseman threw.
Big swing of the game. House of Power.
I guess we'll go with Deontay Olson. Hit the triple, the 2 RBIs there in the second inning. I also got to give the hats off to was it Chase Miles? 2 singles in the same inning, but I guess we'll go with Olson for the big swing of the game.
Well, I think it's now time to announce CamWood Bats player of the game. But before we do, let's thank our headline sponsor, CamWood Bats. CamWood Bats, located in Haywood County, serving baseball and softball players across the nation. Get your game bats, trainers, tees, tutorials, and more available for purchase at www.camwoodbats.com. And as part of our partnership with CamWood, make sure to use the coupon code BBUWNC for that 10% discount on all purchases through their website.
I mean, I know there was, 14? How many runs up there? 14?
14, a lot of them.
So I know there's 14 runs. I mean, some of these stat lines are okay, but they're interesting. You know what I mean? Like Beakley, for example, he's 1 for 2, but he had 2 walks, and his pinch runner, Hunt, scores 3 runs. Tanner Bird is 0 for 0 with 3 runs. I think 3 hit by pitches and a walk. Kinsey, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Crowley, 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch and a walk in there, 3 runs, 2 RBIs. So good game for Crowley. Deontay Olson, we talked about him. He's 1 for 1 with a triple and 2 RBIs. He also had 2 walks. Pinkham was 0 for 3 with a ribby. Chase Miles was 2 for 3. Brady Robbins 0 for 2 with a run scored. So everybody getting on base, coming around, not necessarily the biggest hits. Pitching-wise, hats off to Colberth. Golly, I don't know. There's always one name a freaking game.
Always one.
Colberth goes the 2 final innings, gives up 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 Ks. But CamWood Bats player of the game, hands down, the sophomore, my man, Dylan Huseman, throwing 3 innings, 8 Ks, 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 walks. So, again, not necessarily the 2 games that we wanted to bring you these last couple of days. Very one-sided, but you got to celebrate the talent no matter what. And I'll tell you what, that Huseman kid, as long as he stays healthy, 80-83 on the bump, good movement, he's going to pitch for a while. So we'll head down to give him his player of the game, CamWood Bat, here in just a minute.
Yeah, well, we want to go ahead and just shout all these guys, and I hope we did y'all due diligence today. I know it's a short game and all, but thanks for all of our sponsors for sponsoring tonight's rendition of Baseball's University's West North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series. Thanks again to Meineke, Blue Patch Farms, Hill Tax Solutions, American Legion Post 70, Holland Solutions and Grading, Nova Pitching Performance, House of Power, Chad McMahon State Farm, and of course CamWood Bats. Thank you again for tuning in, and catch our next broadcast on Friday. Madison travels to Mountain Heritage for the second game of their series. Madison won the first game. They're 4-4, 3-0 in the conference. Heritage is 2-5, 2-1 in the conference, and that game will be at 6:30. Broadcast starts at 6 o'clock.
Last question I have for you, Hunter. Did we beat the hour and 38 minutes?
We did. Hour 37.
Oh, all right.
So big hour 37. So
another night driving home, longer time in the car than the actual game coverage itself.
Well,
Excellent.
Last thing before we get on out of here, we want to again read about our Patreon. You want to help support us, Baseball University of the Blue Ridge, on Patreon, please visit this website on your screen. The more support we can receive, the more we can bring you. And we talked a lot about it today, and we'll keep talking about it. But please check out that website and help support us. It would really appreciate us. And stay connected to us. If you're not liked and subscribed on YouTube, do it now. www.youtube.com/BBUniversityWNC, at BBUniversityWNC, excuse me. Like us on Facebook.
I got one last thing.
Like us on Facebook at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter and Instagram, at BB University WNC, and check out our website.
One last thing with social media. I know we're playing around with this Patreon thing. I'm just a very direct person. Like, if you like what you're seeing and you want to help by crowdfunding, you can also go to the X account, the Twitter X account, and there's a button at the very top that just says tip a scout. Again, that's what we're doing here. Trying to remind you of my background real quick. Coached for years, 14 years coaching, Aberdeen High School. Did some middle school ball when he first got down the North Henderson program, Christ School, and I'm current associate scout for the Dodgers. So we're just trying to do what we can to make sure we find all the talent and help them get to where they need to be. We work hard to bring you good coverage, and if you want to support it, go to Patreon or go tip a scout on the Twitter account. Well, I guess that's it for tonight.
I guess that's it. We'll
see you Friday.
We'll see y'all Friday from Yancey County.
All right.